Or just demonstrate?
You can talk and demonstrate.
Okay, cool. Let me know when you're ready. Cool. So the most important self-defense move that I think everybody needs to know is a close-range punch defense. To put some context into this scenario when it's done, the fight's not on. It's not like we're squaring up with each other in the cage and going at it. It's more of like where every fight kind of starts. What are you? You're probably, you sat in the guy's seat, you stepped on his shoes, you bumped shoulders on him by accident, you talked to his girl at the club and you didn't know, like, whatever it may be, that guy's mad, he's upset, and maybe you're playing basketball. I've seen this one often on YouTube, playing basketball. Guy drives it to the hoop, and the other guy gets upset, he gets knocked down. Then they start doing this. They're like, hey man, like what's it? Yeah, and it's just like close range stuff. So what makes jiu-jitsu so great is this, is like, not every fight is a fight to the death, okay? Not every fight is life or death. So there's stages to everything. First, let's say this is my brother, okay? First, we're yelling at each other. It's a verbal fight. Well, that's not a scenario to go and knock his head off. Second one is maybe intimidation. Maybe there's a little shoving. Again, that's not a scenario to knock his head off. Then maybe my brother and I, we start swinging at each other. If I knock him out, I'm gonna worry about him. Oh, shoot, are you okay? Are you okay? I didn't mean to like, I'm not gonna stomp his face in when he's out. And then there's a guy that is trying to kill you, broke in your house and might be trying to murder you. Well, you wanna know that you can take it to that level. So jiu-jitsu, we never wanna try to hurt somebody who's in a more dominant position than us, and we're always trying to imagine that our opponent is bigger, stronger, faster than us. So close range punch defense is this. Imagine I'm like 150 pounds and Darian's 215 pounds. Me getting in a slugfest with him, look, could it work? Yeah, maybe. You can't really think bilinear. You have to think percentages, right? Maybe. But if I don't connect and he connects, like anybody can close their eyes and swing for the fence and get lucky. That's too much of a risk. Us swinging back and forth and going too crazy. So the goal of jiu-jitsu is to close the distance, control the guy, bring the fight to the ground where we can be safe. Now here's where everybody's like, oh, I don't want to go to the ground against multiple attackers. Look, if you got to fight multiple attackers, please run. Nobody's fighting multiple people, okay? That's nonsense. That's crazy talk, okay? And I'll tell you what, if you are going to fight multiple people, you better learn how to get back on your feet. So if you do get taken down, you better learn how to get back up. And guess how you learn that? Through learning grappling. So close range punch defense. He's mad. He's up in my face. A couple things that you don't do. You don't put your hands behind your back. You don't put your hands in your pockets. You don't put your hands together. This is a cool detail. Go ahead and do this. Cool detail I got from Todd Tanaka. He showed this guy, and he was like, boom, you can't protect your face now, right? Now, what kind of punch are we talking about? We're not talking about Floyd Mayweather, coming in with straights. We're talking about the emotional guy who's maybe a little intoxicated. He's filled with emotion and anger. He's coming out, maybe he does like a little look off, and he's swinging, pow. And we're talking about the haymaker punch, the real basic way that an emotional attacker is going to attack. So, where do your hands go? You can keep your hands up, okay? Don't do this, all right? Keep your hands up. With Helson, he wants us going like this. One hand goes on the elbow, other hand goes up. And pretty much the golden rule is like, we always fight from the inside out with stuff. So if you just put your hands up like this and don't move, we always want to fight from the inside out. If I own the inside, it's going to be harder for this guy to land any kind of strike on me. So when he goes to pull that arm back, my hands are coming up, and boom, just like so, spin around. Look how I'm connected with this. I'm framing with my wrist, and my hand hooks around the back. I'm not checking with my hand. True story, I had a guy in class one time, a couple years ago, try to check, and he dislocated his finger when he tried to catch that kink and hurt himself. And if you do it right, you don't get hurt. He goes to punch, look, boom. I close the distance, I have a good base, I'm checking the arm. Now he tries to pull his arms away, well that's not gonna work. He tries to run from me, that's not gonna work. I can follow him, he tries to push into me, I've got a connection, but I can't stay here forever. So look, one arm goes around the hip, other arm goes over top of his arm, and I shuffle to the side, and I keep my connection with this guy. I want to pinch his leg, I'm leaning into my partner, makes this leg nice and light. There's multiple ways that we can bring our partner to the ground. There's cool little hip tosses, I can leg hook the guy, I can wrestle the guy. If you're really small, slip to the back. So, out to the back. I can take them down from here, I now can run away. You have options. We need options in a fight. You can't rely on just one thing. So I'm like, hey bro, what's going on, man? I don't want any trouble, bro. Like I didn't mean to talk to your girl, man. He goes to swing, boom. And close, underhook, overhook, shuffle to the side, stay tight. I get the leg, hook, bring my partner to the ground. So again, it's like real simple. We're just, hey man, what's going on? Not like this, okay? Look, could it work? Sure. Could I come out and go pop and jump? Sure. There's a lot of things you can do. What if I punch and he punches me back? He's bigger and stronger. Don't hurt the guy in a more dominant spot. What if that doesn't work. Nobody in a real fight, I hate this. Nobody in a real fight is going to go boom, you fall to the ground, make yourself vulnerable for me to kick you in the face. No way. I go boom, you go, yeah. and you worry about that later. So right now it's just survival mindset first, not win. I'm small, I have to fight Ray Lewis. That's scary. Survive Ray Lewis. Don't try to beat Ray Lewis. He goes to swing the punch. Hey, bro. No problem. I don't have a problem. Okay? Relax, relax, relax. You understand? Just get safe. That's probably the most important self-defense technique out there, is just a basic punch defense. And that concept of that block there, look, going to the guard. We do this down here too, okay? I'm keeping his head low. He pulls the arm back. We do it all over the place, everywhere that we're at. I'm on bottom here. He goes to throw that punch. I'm like, okay, like we use that concept all over through Jiu-Jitsu. So when we teach it with the standing self-defense moves, it applies the same way. Does that make sense? And when in doubt, baby steps. Throw the punch. That's how we teach the 5-year-olds. Put your helmet on, protect yourself, crash forward. Because out here, the punch hurts, and here, the punch don't. Okay? So